Hello, my book-loving friends, and welcome back to Storytime with Mary. This, as I'm sure you already know, is where we get to read all of our favourite books, and we love reading books, don't we? And if you're loving reading along with Mary, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our videos so that we can read together all the time and you won't miss a single video. Okay, book lovers, I've got a really warm, loving, special book for you today. Today, we are reading a book called Erin and Roderick Discover Families. This book is written by Fliss Goldsmith and is illustrated by Ian R. Ward. So, if you've got Erin and Roderick Discover Families at home, grab it now and let's read it together. So I want to tell you just a little bit about this book before we dive right in. And it's such a beautiful story. So it says, families come in many beautiful varieties. And this story will take us all on a journey of discovery and answer all our questions. It allows children to see how diverse families are and that our differences are not only beautiful, but amazing too. So sit tight. Hope you've got a nice warm drink or a cold drink if it's hot like it is here. And let's get cracking and see what happens. Erin and Roderick were playing happily at the park one sunny Saturday. Mummy had picked a picnic and they were waiting for another family to join them. Daddy was already searching in the basket for the tasty mini pizzas he could smell. Yummy. Mummy looked at her watch. Yoshi and Zena should be here in about 10 minutes. Can you count to 10? How many fingers am I holding up? Is it 10? You got it. She said while playfully patting Daddy's hand. Stop him scoffing all the food before anyone else had even started. Daddy, stop! Stop stealing my food, shouted Roderick as he went back and forth on the swings. Our food, yelled Erin as she whizzed with glee down the slide. Daddy sighed and popped the pizza back. Naughty Daddy. Roderick ambled across for a cuddle with Daddy to try his hand at some snack stealing of his own. Daddy held his hand. Nice try, cheeky boy, he giggled. Roderick sat as they held hands. Daddy, our hands are the same colour. Daddy agreed. Roderick went on, but Yoshi and Zena are brother and sister, and they don't look like each other. Or like their mummy and daddy, said Roderick. I don't understand. You're right, Daddy replied. That's because Yoshi and Zena are adopted. Adopted? Roderick repeated curiously. I'm not really sure what that means, Daddy. Mummy explained. Well, Yoshi and Zena weren't born from Auntie Jen like you and Erin were born from me. Auntie Jen and Uncle Simon gave them a loving home to live in because they didn't have one. I see, said Roderick in amazement. So they are a family just like us? Absolutely. Families can be made up in many different ways, Mummy added. That's brilliant, said Roderick as he leapt up and bounced back across the park to share this nice news with his sister. Just then, their best friend, Stephen Sims, jumped over the park wall and joined them in their fun. Mummy, boomed Erin, Stephen is playing with us. Can he share the picnic too? Oh, there's going to be a lot of people eating this picnic, aren't there? Of course, Mummy replied. Are Sandy and Laura coming? Sandy and Laura are Stephen's parents, and they all live opposite the park. Erin went to find out, jumping daringly from the top of the climbing frame. And minutes later, Roderick raced across, announcing, Erin says to tell you, Sandy and Laura are coming and they are bringing strawberries. That's great. I'd forgotten dessert, smiled Mummy. Roderick daydreamed about the strawberries. Ouch, shouted Stephen as he fell off the balancing beam. Oh, poor Stephen. At that very moment, Sandy and Laura arrived to find Stephen sadly holding his grazed elbow. Oh, love, said Laura, as she kissed his elbow and rubbed it better. My mummy does that when I fall over, which happens a lot, Erin told her. I'm okay, he said, stealing a strawberry from Sandy's bowl. Ooh, you are a cheeky boy, she said, rubbing his hand. Stephen hugged his mummy. Roderick was watching on and said, Mummy, you kissed my poorly hand better yesterday too. And Sandy says, Stephen is cheeky, just like Daddy says about me. That's right, darling, she answered. Roderick thought for a minute. So why does Stephen have two mummies? Well, Sandy and Laura love each other very much, and they both wanted to have a child. So they did, just like Daddy and I, replied Mummy. Are they a family as well then? He asked. Indeed, they are, beamed Mummy. You could have two daddies then, Roderick continued. You could, Daddy said, ruffling his little boy's hair. Brilliant, roared Roderick, who galloped over to Erin and Stephen for a game of catch. You've got two mums. That's awesome, Roderick shouted as he threw the ball. Stephen jumped for the ball and panted. Oh yes, it's great. Erin added, families come in lots of different ways. Emil at school has only got a daddy. And there's the twins who have a mummy and a daddy that don't live together. Erin effortlessly raised her hand and caught the ball without breaking a sweat. Brilliant, gasped Roderick as he and Stephen fell to the floor exhausted. Erin giggled and the boys couldn't help but laugh too. They were having the best day. Yoshi and Zena had arrived. Let's get stuck in, called Uncle Simon, grinning. They sat around and loaded their plates with tasty treats. Yoshi said, that looks delicious, and we brought some orange juice. Mummy was thrilled. She remembered the cups, but forgot the drinks. Zena added, ham sandwiches are our family favourites, but not with Mummy's yucky pickle. Auntie Jen chuckled and straightened Zena's hair clip, saying, I love my pickle, you cheeky girl. Ours is cheese and cucumber, added Sandy. It's always jam at our house, smiled Erin. What a fabulous, fun family picnic. Auntie Jen beamed. After the feast, the children skipped off to play. Yoshi squealed. Last one up the climbing frame is a stinky sock. A stinky sock? They all began to climb, but suddenly Erin stopped for a second and turned to her brother with her hand on his shoulder. She asked him, if families can all be made up in such different ways, what is it that makes a family a family? Roderick was thoughtful for a moment. He looked up at Stephen, who was waving to his mummy from the top of the slide. Then he looked at Aunt Jen and Uncle Simon, who were laughing, arms around each other, as Zena declared that she was a pirate. He saw Sandy and Laura holding hands as they shared the last strawberry. He turned to Erin and said, love! I think lots of love. Erin smiled and put her arm around her very clever little brother. I think you're right. If we love each other, no matter what, then we are a family. They looked back at Mummy laying on Daddy's lap as he sneakily slipped a mini pizza into his pocket for later. It's lovely being a family, Erin grinned. Yes, even if we do have to share our picnic pizzas, giggled Roderick. Oh, what a beautiful book all about families. And what did that teach you, book lovers? It teaches you that families come in all shapes and sizes. Some are big families, some are small, some have a mummy and daddy, and some only have a mummy, and that's absolutely fine. Book lovers, as long as you love your family very, very, very much, that's what matters. And this book, at the very end of this book, it's written to, I don't know if you can see that, but there's an inscription there from the author of this book to Chloe and Maya, with my love, from Fliss Goldsmith. And Chloe and Maya are my daughters, so they're my family. So this book is so special. I'm going to keep it really, really safe for them. What a lovely book. I really, really hope you enjoyed that book as much as we did, and you learned lots about families. And if you did enjoy that book as much as we did, don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our videos so that we can read together again next time. Okay, book lovers, I'll see you again next time. Bye.